one of the things he said in our interview, and this part's not out yet, is that because he was locked up for I think what 7 years, something like that, and he basically described how in prison you could be cool with the Mexicans, right? You could have conversations with them. They'll give you books to read, and they'll show you how to make certain food and shit like that. But you can't actually eat with them.
Oh yeah.
And then when things break out, because he's been in situations where there was essentially racial wars in prison, is that dude that you were cool with yesterday, you're both holding knives and you guys are trying to stab each other the next day. Even though y'all are cool.
You hearing motherfucker hitting the bone, like, you hearing that shit hit his bone, like, he finna go see Jesus. There ain't no ands if or buts about it. But in that, it's a hurtful thing that it get to that point because you're confined with all of these different people and you get to have relationships with them outside of your race. These guys. These are guys who've brought you books. Hey, man, have you read this book? But you're standing here looking at him and he's the enemy now.
When that shit breaks out, you're on the racial side of whatever you're on, Black, Mexican, whatever else. So this is, you've seen this type of thing.
Yeah, man, because, they can't, for them, they can't really not show, that they're with their people. You know what I mean? Irregardless of how cool you are with this Black dude, when we see you, you better be getting busy. You know what I mean? Irregardless of who's in front of you. That's kind of like their policy. But like the ones that I know from the street, and we see each other in prison, if a riot breaks out, we would try to be away from each other just so we don't have to be going at each other. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, that's how it goes.
A Black man and a Mexican man cannot have lunch together.
Absolutely not. And that's more on their side. It's not that we wouldn't do it, but it's more on their side. You know what I mean? Because that's the line they push. Yeah.
Okay. Does that only apply to people that are gang related?
It applies to everybody. If you come in there and you fall up under certain rules, then that applies to you. Whatever those rules are, it applies to you, whether you from a gang or not. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you have some Mexicans, some Puerto Ricans, some other kind of Hispanics, and they don't gangbang, and they'll run with the others. The others, like the Samoans and the Asians and things like that, they will be with them. You know what I mean? But if you come in there and you say you a Southsider, or you say you a Crip, you say you a Blood or Norteño, yeah, you have to abide by whatever that is. Yep.